They doubled. Splinter stared in amazement at the place where he can once laid. The 4 turtles that he'd rescued were larger, and yet he felt different as well. He rushed to the sewer water while the young one slept. What strangeness was this? He had never seen this before. Not with his master Yoshi, not with the Ancient One. He had originally planned on releasing the little ones into the clean water of Central Park, but now they can't be seen. Humans can't find them. They'd be killed. He'd be killed. But what is he gonna do with them? They were rather odd-looking for turtles, yet they were somewhat innocent in their own way. Splinter nearly hit the ceiling when the first cries came from the first of the children. How on earth could turtles be so loud? He crawled over to them. Despite the changes in his body, for the most part, it worked the same as his old one, and looked over them one at a time, inspecting them. The bubbliest of them reached up and grabbed his whiskers and pulled, which Splinter cried out in pain, causing the little one to cry. At this point, he was beside himself. What was he to do with 4 bawling baby turtles? Perhaps they were tired. He left them for a few moments to search for some leaves. Thank goodness for the fall. Collecting them as quick as he could, he made a rat's nest and placed them onto the soft leaves, one by one. The little ones perceived their surroundings for a moment, then went back to crying. Splinter's poor little ears could hardly take it. Maybe they were hungry. What do baby turtles eat? It's not like he studied turtles, and this wasn't the season for fresh green leaves. Perhaps seaweed? He left them in the nest and dove in the pond when no one's watching. It was the best to do this night. There were only a few people in Central Park at this time of year. Following the path of the shadows, he tried with every step, rushing back to find the turtles all piled up now, but still crying. He tried to offer the food, but no matter how he broke it up or played with it, made it tempting to them. It's clearly not that they had to use the restroom if they had to go. They're children and animals in one. They simply would have done so. Splinter held the bluish-green one so close to him and sighed. What on earth will stop this noise? He covered his mouth. Did he just say that out loud? What a truly bizarre transformation this is. That little surprise almost blinded him from he seeing that the little one had stopped crying. Why? I wonder if... He pulled the rest of them close, one by one, once they calmed down. Slowly, the true reason reached them. They had been cold, the poor things. They're reptiles. They couldn't produce the warmth he could. He curled about them, thankful that the sweet silence enclosed his eyes. What kind of mess has he gotten himself into? He couldn't just leave them. They needed him. They needed warmth to thrive. But he had no experience in mothering, or fathering for the matter. Then came the matter of it they'd grow up. Would they also have a newfound intelligence? They would certainly attempt to go to the surface once they're large enough. He'd have to look over them. Even surrounded by his warmth, the children were restless. How would he calm them? The darkest kept trying to pull away, but as soon as he was alone, he'd cry again. Splinter looked left and right and seeing something wedged along the pathway. He piled the turtles, hoping that it would keep them warm for a few moments, and rushing, grabbing the object and returning it with it before looking over, wrapping around them. He recognized it was as one of those things Yoshi had kept. A book. He flipped through the pages. A book on art history. Certainly would bore them to tears. Perhaps he ought to look for something else. Still, if it bored them, he was intrigued. Leonardo. The little ones suddenly had their attention on him. What a fool he had been. They can't read yet. They can only listen. He couldn't make up something it would make much differences to them. It's unlikely they'd remember the whole story anyway. He picked up the bluish one first and placed him on his lap. Leonardo was a bit of a master of trades. He led the resistance in the most possible way. The brownish turtle reached his hands up and Splinter took him in his arms. Donatello sculpted his own path, a master builder. He made wondrous creations that were marveled by all who passed their path. The two began to smile and giggle. The others began to get antsy again, feeling left out, so he collected them one by one. The most jealous of the two came first. He wanted a place as well, so he gave him one. Raphael had put all his heart into his work, and with it became great. The last one had fallen onto his behind, his lip quivering and tears formed in his eyes. But Splinter was too quick to let him cry again. Michelangelo, too, painted with his heart, but what made him great was he could paint his dream in the sky.